When it comes to fan service anime and them being down bad anime, there's always one anime that always comes to mind, and that is High School DxD. So High School DxD is seen as the poster boy of down bad anime, or anime that is nothing but fan service and showing a whole lot of chess. I think the main reason why people see it that way is because it's one of the most popular fan service anime that's ever been made, and I mean that's like actual factual type of shit. If you know, you know. You know, when something's popular, people always find a way to downplay it, and that's why people list High School DxD as this, you know, super fan service anime, has no story. You know, if you're a fan of High School DxD, you know all the stuff that people will say about this to downplay this anime, and they do it a lot. When you actually compare High School DxD to a lot of other fan service anime, it's actually not that crazy, because it's kind of tamed. Yes, High School DxD shows a lot of chess, but if you compare to something like To Love Ru that has popsicle scenes and other stuff, and literally has the main character turn into a hamster and crawl around a girl's body, I'll just say that. Yeah, there's other stuff that is way worse than High School DxD, but because it's popular, people, you know, claim it as this super crazy down bad anime. And High School DxD is a very misunderstood anime. Like, it is. It's most definitely because, like I said, people just claim that it's this super down bad anime. It has no story. All it does is just show a whole bunch of chess and all this other type of stuff. And like, oh, and people talk about High School DxD has no story. And the crazy thing is, it does have a story, and it has a lot of crazy lore. If you actually pay attention instead of just looking at the titties that are on screen the whole time, you'll realize that High School DxD has a really good story, and also has actually has some pretty decent fights. That's the crazy thing. And of course, if you watch the English dub, you know it's hilarious. Now let's get into some of the story, because like I said, High School DxD is very misunderstood. Now, if we go back to some of the like crazy lore they have, so basically what's happening in the world of High School DxD, you have three factions that are fighting, and you have the angels, the fallen angels, and the devils. And then they basically made, you know, like Christianity, like that type of like thing, because like you have fallen angels, devils, and all that, and then you have the angels that are up in heaven, blah blah blah, all that. So basically they're all at war, and then what happens is God dies, and then the four, like, what is like the four supreme devils, they die too. So them three, the three groups are still at war a little bit, but like, you know, they're trying to like come closer and closer to eventually like making an agreement. And that's when we see, that's what we really see, like when like Issei is around, like their heir, we see they get that agreement. But like I said, it's really crazy to think that you have these three groups that are like at war, and then you see like God dies, and these four great demons die, or devils, I guess you say, they die. That's why I said it has crazy lore. And then of course you have other like mythologies and like other religion type of like gods too. Like you literally have, there's literally a Valkyrie in here. Like you literally, like she literally joins like, you know, Issei's harem. And then like they literally show Odin. And like I think season 4 they show Sun Wukong, because they have somebody that has like the type of power that he does. Like I said, there's a lot of interesting stories. And then you have the side story of, you know, the red dragon versus the white dragon that's been like, they've been beefing for like forever. You have that too, along with like other people that Issei fights. Like I said, there's a story. People just don't pay attention to it, and it actually is a pretty decent story, especially for a fan service anime. When, you know, majority of fan service anime, they just focus on straight up fan service, and maybe they sprinkle a little bit of other stuff there, but you're paying attention to all the other stuff. I'm like, dog, if you compare something like High School DxD to something like Hybrid Heart, if you know Hybrid Heart, you know that's the one where the guy just has to get them off. Issei doesn't really have to get none of the girls off to make them power up. They're already powered up. Rias and Akeno already are powered up. Zenovia is already powered up. It's more of like Issei sometimes has to see something to get powered up. So it's kind of reverse of all the other ones. It's not one of these other ones that have a certain, you know, gasm that they have to get a person off to power them up. So, like I said, I don't get why people just make this like big assumption that High School DxD is just this down bad anime. I mean, yeah, it shows a lot of uncensored stuff, but there's stuff that's worse. Look at Redo of a Healer. Look at interspecies reviewers. I'm like, dog, you don't see people like yelling at people for those. Yeah, they might say something about Redo of a Hero because it's, you know, it's if you know about Redo of a Hero, you know, just saying. But still, I just hate that people just hate on High School DxD, and they act like it's this crazy, just bad anime, like it's super fan service, and they act like it's something crazy, when if you actually watch it, bro, you'll be rolling. Like I said, when it comes to fan service anime, especially English dubs, High School DxD has an amazing one. And there's a lot of like other fan service anime that have English dubs, and like you'll know that it's hilarious, because they say a lot of out of pocket funny ass shit in the High School DxD dub. And if you've seen the dub, you know how funny it is. That's why I said, like, yeah, there's like uncensored stuff, but at the same time, all the comedy that comes from like Issei saying stuff makes it like you forget about that. If you're actually just watching, you hear the comedy, you'll be rolling.
Oh man, tennis balls ain't the only things bouncing today. This game freaking rules.
I'd let her smack my tennis balls.
Why are you here?
This is the bomb! I'm beefing up my spank bang material, dog. I'll be whacking it for weeks off of
I
this.
wish I had a camera so I could preserve those jiggly jumpies for posterity.
They're so athletic. Can you imagine the moves they could pull off in the sack?
I'd like to see them play a little 2-on-2 on my junk.
Camel toe!
And not really paying attention to all these, you know, titties that happen to appear on the screen. We'll just say that. But yeah, it's a very misunderstood anime. And I just wish more people would realize that, like, the greatness of this series. Because, like I said, it is arguably the greatest fan service anime of all time, in my opinion. But, I mean, most people would believe that. I mean, it has 4 seasons. It's a very popular series. We finally got the English light novels. We literally finally got them in English over here. They've been pumping them out. We've been getting them. Like I said, it's a very popular series. Season 5 will eventually come out soon. And, like, you'll see it do numbers because we haven't had... You know what's crazy? We really haven't had a season of High School DxD like at a time when the internet's like super crazy. Because yeah, we did have season 4 and it had the different animation. Yeah, you know, stuff was there, but I mean, like, the anime community isn't what it is now because, you know, TikTok blew up. We have TikTok. People are going to be going crazy. So whenever season 5 comes out, people will be going crazy because we're at an era where, like, more people are into anime, and like a new High School DxD season would go crazy. It would go crazy, just saying it would. But and, like, if you actually look at, like, season 1 of High School DxD, it kind of was going in a darker route. Because, like, there were, like, little things that, like, show that they might have, like, were trying to go in a darker route. But then they saw, like, the cash. And they're like, oh, let's switch this up and change it. And also, if you know, Issei probably has one of the greatest harems in all of anime. Just saying. Everybody in his harem, just saying, is nice. I'll just say that. Just saying. And everybody has interesting powers. I really like the world of High School DxD. Like, the world is pretty dope. Like I said, my favorite character is Leviathan. She's dope. I like her position. Yeah, she was a magical girl in the first few seasons, but then, like, you get to season 4 and she's more serious. So I was like, hey. But at the same time, I know there is a complaint, like, because, you know, at the end of season 3, they did, like, this weird thing where they try to make some anime original BS, and then you get to season 4 and they were like, yeah, that shit didn't really happen type of thing. But and I know some people complain about the animation switch and the change. Yes, I'll say the original ones in the first 3 seasons was goated. I'll give you that. That was some goated animation. But I don't mind season 4. It's just, you know, it's just not the same. It doesn't feel the same, but then it's like, it's there. I don't know. Season 4, they kind of went like, yeah, let's go as crazy as we can, kind of, with showing stuff. But all in all, it's a really good anime. I just wish people would stop thinking this is down bad anime. I'm like, dog, there's so many worse fan service anime. Like, I can make, like, if you haven't seen my videos on anime that you should not watch around your mom, watch those, because majority of those are literally worse than High School DxD. Something like just Soa no Sora, where literally is a guy dating all these different girls and he pipes them down, and it's not an H anime. That's what I'm saying. Like, you have all these other ones that are bad, but because High School DxD is popular, people look at it as this super down bad anime. I just wish more people would realize it's not down bad, because, like, I have, like, a thing I made on TikTok where I was like, somebody asked me what is the, like, the worst down bad, like, anime, like, fan service anime that people can watch or whatever. And, like, people were saying High School DxD were putting, like, they were putting in the comments, and I was like, dog, it's not a down bad anime compared to all these other ones I listed on this list. Like, yeah, just because it shows uncensored stuff, but I'm like, dog, it actually has a story. It has really good characters. Like I said, Rias, Akeno, the whole cast, Zenovia, all of them are really good. Issei's an amazing main character. If you compare, like, him compared to a lot of other fan service characters, like, he's light years better. Issei actually has a personality. He's hilarious. Like, yeah, like, you know, it has the trope of, because, like, you know, High School DxD was early on with the trope of, like, the main character not doing nothing with the women and all the other stuff, and then, like, him having to choose who he likes, blah, blah, all that. But still, Issei's a really dope character, and you can tell a lot of fan service anime after it, they try and copy it. Look at the test. What is that one called? Like, the Testament of, like, Twin Devils, whatever that one is, which kind of copies High School DxD. It's like, dog, that one is worse than High School DxD. The main character be getting off with different women and all this other type of stuff. So I'm just like, yeah, it just, like, that's one of them things I just always hate. Just like how people call this anime series, like, some crazy down bad, when I'm like, dog, there's stuff right here that is worse, that shows way worse stuff, but you want to call something that just shows titties. Like, that's literally High School DxD. Titties. People are calling it this down bad because it's showing some titties, but then I'm like, dog, you got this guy over here about to pipe down a woman, or he's giving them a whole bunch of gasms and all this other type of stuff. And you're still saying that High School DxD is this crazy down bad when you have, like, something like that. Now, they say the same thing for High School of the Dead, when I'm like, y'all, yeah, people just don't understand though. But yeah, let me know how y'all feel about High School DxD. Is it really a down bad anime, or do you think people misunderstand it? Because I think people misunderstand it a lot, because like they put it as this poster boy because it's popular, but then it's like, dog, I got something like Hybrid Heart that's right here. There's like way worse stuff, but then people just still do that when I'm like, yeah, just because it shows uncensored stuff, but there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of anime that show uncensored stuff, and you don't see them talking about that, acting like it's this crazy down bad, just because it kind of showed, like, yeah, High School DxD does, like, kind of throw it in your face at times, because, yeah, Issei does have wild powers, like, he can talk to titties. There's that, too, but still, a lot of it is wrapped around comedy, and he's never, and, like, the stuff is never taken too far, in my opinion, because you haven't seen Issei do no popsicle scene with all the girls just saying, you haven't seen him go on this spree where he has to give them all orgasms and stuff, but he doesn't do that. But people, you know, I don't know though. People, like I've been saying this whole video, people need to understand that High School DxD is not a down bad anime. It's actually a pretty interesting anime that does have a story. If anybody ever says it doesn't have a story, they have not watched the anime like that, because it actually has a story. They're just paying attention to what's on the screen. They turn their brain off when it actually does have a story if you actually pay attention. But yeah, let me know how you feel about High School DxD. Is it down bad? Is it not? Let me know, have you ever just thought of it like being like pretty good? Do you like the fights in it? Do you actually know the story? Because, you know, a lot of people don't pay attention to story. Like I said, there's a lot of crazy lore in it, in my opinion. Like it has way too much lore for a fan service anime. Like, it really does. Like, because, like, if you actually, like, dig into it and look at the lore of it, you'll realize, like, oh, shit, this series has way too much lore. And you'll realize that it's, like, yeah, that is, like, one crazy things that it has, like, all this crazy lore. But, yeah, if you're new, why not subscribe? You enjoy the video, why not like? If you didn't, you could dislike, subscribe, really enjoy. People really don't understand, like, what High School DxD is. And they need to stop acting like it's this down bad anime, because it's really not, though. I just wish people would understand that, because it's really not, though. But yeah, I'm going to be out of here, though. But thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video, though. Bye.